So, welcome everyone. Today I've got Luis here. Luis has been working with me for about 2 years. He's from South Africa, and so Luis, thank you so much for joining. I just wanted to get together, and I know you've had a great week trading, and just to hear about your trading experience and what you were doing before working with me, what you're doing now, and what you see going on just going forward and how you feel and how comfortable you feel in the market.
Thank you, Jonathan. I just, it is, yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm trading bonds. When I met you, I never knew what a bond was. I never knew how a bond, the character of bonds and how they work and how they operate. You open up that world for us that is in your community. And the best part of it, you showed us a totally different way of looking at an instrument and not just a conventional way of looking at a particular instrument.
When you say conventional way, what were you doing that was more conventional before?
That was more typical, the old school technical analysis and price action that goes with it.
So just looking at charts, trying to interpret those charts to try to make a trade and cross your fingers that you're right on direction?
More or less.
Okay.
More or less. Talking about the bonds per se is, it is so, and your method of trading is, everything is relative to the other. Now, that alone is a totally different concept that open up a lot of other things for me personally, and I will believe for a lot of other traders that you are working with. And coming back to trading the bonds for that matter is, and I know trading the bond butterflies is the best way and the safest way to trade bonds. And I haven't done that.
Okay.
I have just traded the bond outright, but been following what all your comments about the interest rates, because the interest rates will have an inverse effect on the futures.
Mm-hmm.
And having said so, if your guys are putting up the bond butterflies,
Mm-hmm.
I will do the opposite on the bond futures.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So just so I understand, if we're looking to get short the 10-year butterfly, you'll use that as a way to get long the 10-year future contract or short the 10-year future contract?
Correct.
Okay. So you're using the analysis that we do for the yield curve just to make sure that when you're selling a bond future or you're buying a bond future, that you're at least selling what's most expensive and buying what's least expensive relative to the rest of the yield curve.
Correct.
Okay.
100% correct.
Okay, cool. So are you following the butterflies as more of like an indicator, as a tool to help you?
Just in the initial stage.
Okay.
But after I've got my direction to steer me into the direction, okay, with the fundamentals that goes with the butterflies, and we'll say, right, the interest rates now is falling to pieces, way down, and the comments that you're also making with it, besides the fact that putting on the butterfly trades, is that while the S&P for that matter cannot go up or down very far because the interest rates is at this point or at that point, or going this way or that way.
Right.
So one is now have a good bias for the 30-year futures bonds to go, all right, we're in a direction now of going down for that matter. I only have to trade the pullbacks.
Okay, cool. So you're just trading one side of the market and then waiting for opportunity to get in.
Correct.
That's great. And that's the discipline that we talk about. A lot of trading, especially bond futures, is what we refer to as an entry point trade. So it seems, has that been a big difference in what you're trading now, where you'll patiently wait for something to present and then trade rather than kind of getting in too early? Has that been a big help?
Very, very, very much so. Previously, I did not understand what effect the inverse relationship between the interest rate and the bond futures. I only understood the fact that, oh, I must now ladder into the bond trade, and I didn't understand the rest of how it's all put together, how it interacts with together. Now that I understand a little bit more, I'm much more confident of what to do, and I will also use the ATR depending. I'm using mostly tick charts to enter my trades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using a 188 tick chart, and I will then look at the ATR or the average ATR on a daily chart or on a 420-minute chart, because we are trading more than 405 minutes a day.
Sure.
Just to see. I know we are trading much longer period overall, and bonds can move a lot in the aftermarket or in the Asian market as well. But that's a subject for another time. I just wanted an indication in when I'm trading the U.S. market, what is my probability of a move, so
Right.
that I don't. So and that is that one I want to know. What is the ATR average?
Sure.
And that is also relative.
Yep.
At what ATR you are looking at, and that you must pick your own poison and understand, so that you don't get caught up from one level to the other, so to speak. And what I mean by that, I will go on a time-based chart and just draw horizontal lines and see where is support and resistance, so to speak, just to give me an indication where, I mean, price doesn't go straight down or straight up.
Correct.
And one mustn't.
And you'll use those lines as your entry points and your exit points. So once you'll have a bias based more on the fundamental information and the butterflies, then you'll go and use smaller term time frames, technical analysis for entry levels and exit levels.
Yeah, my lines support. If price is going down, I won't call it a downtrend, because we hate that word trend. There is no trend.
I do say that often, that if 10 people were in a room, we'd have 10 different trends.
Yes.
Just switch the time frame.
Yeah. So if price goes down, I'll use the line for an exit. If price goes up, I'll use the line for also for an exit. Depending. Well, you also for entries. It depends how you want to use it. You can use it both ways. There's no hard and fast rule when it comes to that specific analysis of technical side of where you want to.
Sure.
But the most important point is, one must know what is your main bias and what is the momentum and where are you going.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a big advantage for traders, especially retail traders, longer term time frame, to have a bias where you're just trading from one side. It doesn't make sense to me that people are willing to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. They never let the market move. If the market ever moves, they're going to lose money rather than have a bias and look for entry points along that one side that we're trading from.
Like today specifically,
Mm-hmm.
I saw yesterday, I expected the S&P to come to a resistance because of that breakaway point. Well, I haven't got time to explain it here. And I expected the S&P to come to a resistance. So I am open-minded to understand that, yes, there is an inverse relations between the two at this point in time. That's not to say that's always the case.
That's correct.
But at this point in time, there is one. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore, I sat on my hands today. I never traded.
That's the key to success. Not trading, sitting on your hand and waiting for that opportunity.
Yes, there was no reason for me to even look at the charts to try and do a specific day a bond day trade today.
Sure. And now you're not just so we've been working together for 2 years now. Were you trading futures before working with me, or were you trading stocks and options? What was your focus before working with me? And now my understanding is you're trading futures and options.
I was never trading futures before I worked with you.
Wow. Okay.
Never.
Cool.
I was trading a little bit of stocks and more currencies for that matter.
Okay. The bond trade's got a lot of similarity to currency pairs as well. Do you find that?
Yes, they are. Today I don't even look at currencies. I haven't got that's, I don't know. I'm outgrowing that. Not outgrowing. There is room for that.
You feel more comfortable in another trade.
I would rather than go and trade the currency futures if I have to.
Right.
But I won't just go and trade currencies anymore. But that's also a chat for another day. I've got so much more to learn in the bonds because I want to be able to do that butterfly trade as well because I want to master it. But I saw this. I resonate. That is a word you like to use. I've learned from you.
I do.
The word resonate. I'm a Dutchman. I can't speak proper English. But anyhow, I resonate with this way of thinking. I turn the analysis around to suit my way of resonating with the bonds and then trading with it.
And that's self-awareness, knowing what works for you and also your mentality. Some trades, they might be too volatile or not volatile enough. You have to find something in your wheelhouse.
And so, yes, it is. What I'm trying to get at the end of the day is that this is only the start of learning how bonds work. This is only the beginning. And I can see myself 6 months from now. I'm busy sharpening my saw here to cut this tree.
Yep. Well, I liked your comment that it was like you made a reference over email that it was like taming a wild horse.
Yes, and that is true. I did grow up on a farm, and I did ride wild horses. That is not a lie; it's the truth.
Well, it's interesting because there are so many places out there where you can learn how to trade, but it's committing to one thing so you could really grow into it. So, I got 2 more questions. I won't keep you too long, but
we can talk.
We're good. Chat. So for the one question would be, How long has it taken you to get comfortable with the bond futures trade? Because that's a question that I get often. And for
It's
some
taken, it
people,
has taken me more than a year.
okay, it does take time. It's a great trade.
I will tell you why.
Okay.
I will tell you exactly my personal, because in the beginning, you think you're smart. Why? Because you're making a couple of dollars and you're trading. You say, this is nice. This is nice. And you're making money, and then you get whacked. And after you get whacked, you're getting disappointed and you're getting, what am I doing? What is this and what is that? What is happening to me? And then you feel sorry for yourself and you go through all those emotions and then you try and then you're getting even whacked more.
Right. Right.
So you go through all these stages with yourself until you realize, hey, whoa, stop the bus. So it depends what type of person you are. It depends. No person is the same.
Right.
One guy can take 3 months and he will trade bonds like a pro. Other guy like me that is coming from the farm, he will take a year to trade the bonds.
Because there are barriers that you need to break down in your own head, and maybe being a little skeptical, and you want to make sure that it works and having the confidence before you allow yourself to say, okay, I'm ready to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm going to stop being stubborn. I want to learn this.
Correct. The biggest problem with all our newbies is we don't have the patience to make really sure we can.
Yep.
We think we can, but we cannot.
And
that is where we make, that is where we are sinning against ourselves. If everyone can understand that, stop sinning against yourselves and be realistic. I'm not talking about making money. I'm talking about knowing that you know that you know. If you don't know that you know that you know, then don't trade. Don't take heavy risks, or don't. I've been through that all. I told you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars I lost.
Right.
Not 10,000s, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And all you said to me, well, bro, why you trade so big? Why you did this? Why you did that? Why you did that? We're not going to go there now, but
that's right. Slow down.
Slow down
and learn first. But I also think it's unbelievable that how the internet is, that anybody can learn anything, and you could go on YouTube and there's thousands of different videos. But it's finding something that you can really put forth your effort and commit to learning it. Because anything worth learning, you're not going to learn in 3 days. You're not going to learn in 2 weeks. It's about finding something that the bond trade, you could really grow into that trade. It's a sophisticated trade. And what I'm most excited about for you is you recognize that you've been doing this with me now for almost 2 years, but it's just scratching the surface of what you really can accomplish in that trade, because there's so much to learn and so much to grow into.
If any student of yours can just perfect the bonds, he will never have to work in his life again. He don't have to do a lockup. He don't have to do sweet jack shit. Sorry for my language.
I appreciate the language. Said with passion.
I'm telling you. If you can just perfect the bonds, you'll never have to work in your life again.
But you're not just trading the bonds, right? I mean, you're still trading stocks and options?
Yes. No, I try a whole lot. Not try. Well, I really do the lockups. I do the options.
We got Plan finally working today. PLAN, about time.
I got fed up with that plan long ago. I sorry.
Luis, no quitting. We're in it
No,
till expiration.
yeah, plan has been dragging me behind the bus.
Plan has been a pain in the ass, but we still
Yeah,
have time. Today we're down 5%. I think that it's going to roll over. Especially, we need the market to roll over. I mean, the market goes up every day. Shorts are going to have a very difficult time when the market's just taking out its highs.
but these other guys that is buying the shares, they also came down today a little bit. Savarna, what they call themselves? Carvana.
Carvana, yeah,
Carvana.
CVNA. That's another stock which that
I've,
company is buying back shares so their directors can sell shares. That doesn't last.
I've got 35 puts on them in different levels.
Be patient with that, my man. And if you're thinking about covering, you talk to me before you cover that trade.
No, I'll never cover that trade.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to go higher and put more.
Good. That's the mentality. And that's
Yeah, yeah.
interesting. For anybody watching, what Luis just said is he owns puts in Carvana. He likes the trade so much that he wants Carvana to go higher so we can get it for a better price. And that's having confidence. So
Remember what I told you in the chat the other day. Upweek has taught me and convinced me a lot of things about these lockups. Now, Carvana was not a lockup, but it's
same kind of trade.
Same kind of trade, similar.
Yeah.
So after Upweek, I'm healed of those of quitting on the lockups.
So let's leave it at this. Today is Thursday, and I know you've been emailing me about this awesome week. Can you tell me a little bit about your week and how you feel and just the confidence that it brings?
Monday was 42 grand. Tuesday was 16,000. Yesterday was 11,406. That's just on the bonds. That's besides Boom at 12,700.
Boom. Yep. That was an earnings trade that we had that pre-announced that was up 20%.
I had another trade, which is not one of our trades. I made 13 grand on Google.
Good for you. Was that an option or just the stock?
No, an option.
Awesome.
Just an option, straight an option trade. But that was just a buy and buy one little bit. So yeah, it is not every week like this.
But if you're patient, you wait around, you will have weeks like this. And if you can manage money during the slower weeks and not hurt yourself, wait around until weeks like this happen. That's trading.
So by the grace of God, I hope to not hope. I don't want to know. I must speak correctly. I don't want to hope. I will never want to hope ever in my life again in trading. I'll stop hoping. I will.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
Luis, I'm so freaking just happy for you. I love working with you. It's great to see you, and I feel like this is meeting you rather than just talking to you over email. So just keep in touch with me.
I mean, since I cried on your shoulder, what was it? Beginning of February.
That's why you have a mentor. So you have somebody you can cry on someone's shoulder. That's exactly why you work with them.
I did cry on your shoulder, but out of frustration, because I'm sitting here alone. I will never go on to the Facebook room and say, "Listen, I've lost," or "I've did that." I'm too shy to do that. But anyhow, the point I'm trying to back is I had to change my mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change my mindset.
Yep.
I had to sit down and see what I'm going to do differently. So I have asked my wife, please don't just barge into my office and start talking to me. Come in nicely and ask me, am I in a trade or not? If I am, just quietly leave.
Yep.
Don't even talk to me.
It's emotional. It is. It's real money. It's emotional. It's
Don't
real
don't
life.
don't talk to me. If I'm not in a trade, ask if I can talk to me, because I might be focusing and I want to do. So I walk into this office and I'm getting myself into the frame of mind. Where am I going to find a trade that's going to give me $10,000 to $15,000 today? How? Where is it? I must find that spot. And where is that spot? And I'm like a walk, finding and looking for that spot. Now I'm not, and that is the mentality I'm coming into this trading room.
Yeah,
But in the and in the past, I would sit with my phone fiddling, looking at emails, and I shut everything off. There is no looking at emails. There's no looking at a phone. There's no bullshit going around me. There's focusing on the charts. There's focusing, looking for that kill, make the kill, then over.
That's what we do, and it's great to hear, because that's where you need to get to. That's respect for the market, and you go in there, you roll up your sleeves, and it's a competition between everyone else in the marketplace.
Otherwise, I'm going to get killed.
Otherwise, you're going to get killed or do something silly, and you waste a bunch of money, and it snowballs into every aspect of our life.
And when I'm emotional or something, what I mean by emotional, I'm running a business as well. And so when something is wrong or something like that, then I won't trade. I won't, because I'm going to make a mistake.
Yep.
Or I will. So I've put some, I've tweaked how I come into my office, how I'm operating in the office, how I'm looking at the market, why, and this and that. I've changed that little bit of things so that I can be 100% concentrated and 100% focused on what I want to accomplish. If I don't accomplish that, fine, good. I don't get it. And like I saw yesterday already that I won't be able to trade a day trade today on bonds. I knew it yesterday already because I was focused.
Yep. And it's key. And that's what's going to give you confidence, because it's going to make you comfortable, because you're doing the same thing every single day, and it's going to put you in a routine, and that consistency gives you confidence within your trade, because you want that same kind of consistency and methodology and research habits before you risk any of your money.
And if you stop recording, I will tell you something else.
Okay.
In this month, applying for this property, I nearly make $200,000 on the market.
That's karma, my man. That's working hard and the ball bouncing your way. That's what that is. That was your goal, right? That's what you've wanted.
Yeah, and it's a dream come true. And now, you don't know, I'm in the seventh heaven.
Good.
And you had to phone me now today, and I had the privilege to share this with you.
I'm so happy for you. I couldn't be happier. You're from the start, man. I could just tell you're a great person and someone that I really enjoy going back and forth with. You're humble. You're respectful. You're curious. You got just great energy. So I'm lucky to have met you, man. I feel I really enjoy working with you, and I'm thrilled. So although it's just with the trading, just one day at a time. Let's not try to. We're not trying to break the bank. Just consistent money. Watch your risk and just be smart, and you'll do great.
No, we will, and thank you so much for being there. And we will. As I said, there's so much I must still learn. This is just the beginning.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Luis.